Welcome to our presentation. My name is Donal and I am the Active Travel Officer for My Journey Wokingham. Along with my colleague Julie, we are going to give you an introduction to My Journey Wokingham and tell you a little bit about what we do in the borough. So, as you can see, we're quite a small team, but we work in a variety of different fields to try and affect behaviour change across the community. Julie will now talk you through our aims and objectives.
Hi, I'm Julie from the My Journey team. I'm a road safety specialist, but I also organise, plan and deliver the community activities and events on the My Journey programme. Though traffic levels have been lower during COVID, they appear to now be back to normal. And with limited use of public transport, even more reason to walk or cycle. Congestion and poor air quality have always been top priorities for residents. You can see the difference in carbon dioxide levels for each mode of travel on the slide. There are warnings from experts that by 2025 we will have more CO2 than any time in the past 3.3 million years. The more people that cycle or walk, the more space there will be on roads when people really need to drive. Many people, especially families, have taken up cycling and walking during the pandemic, and we want them to continue as it's obvious more people want to get out and about more and more. We know that car travel needs to continue for most people for essential and long journeys. We aim to reduce the number of journeys made by car, and if it's a short journey, we want everyone to consider 1 or 2 days when convenient to cycle or walk to school or maybe a friend's house. And this means avoiding congestion and traffic jams with the roadworks and road closures. Active travel is essential for all ages for health and well-being. We know exercise is good for mental health as well as physical. My Journey is a big part of Wokingham Borough Council's Climate Emergency Action Plan to meet targets by 2030. Helping the environment and improving air quality is on everyone's minds these days, young or old.
Next, we're going to look at how we achieve these aims and objectives. The model shows how we try and affect behaviour change, and I will illustrate it with an example. For instance, if the behaviour we want to change is a worker cycling into work rather than driving their car, there are a number of things which we do. First, we must ensure the worker is capable of cycling into work. Some workers do not have the skills or confidence to do this, so we provide adult cycling courses every weekend. Others might not have the equipment, so we loan bikes to some and work with businesses so they provide workers the opportunity to purchase discounted bikes through the Cycle to Work scheme. Next, within opportunity, we must reduce the physical barriers to cycling into work. This includes maintaining and improving cycle lanes, ensuring that there are changing facilities and secure bike storage at work. It also can include Dr. Bike, where our qualified bike mechanic will service and maintain bikes of workers. It could also include persuading businesses to adopt more flexible working hours to allow staff to cycle into work. Both opportunity and capability help influence our third factor, motivation to actually change. In a lot of ways, this is the most important. We try to encourage this both in theory and practice, the former by laying out the benefits, and the latter by providing incentives and social groups to encourage cycling. Some incentives include Love to Ride, a campaign where you can win prizes by cycling. Some of the social groups we run include Shine and Breeze rides. Here you can see the different areas which My Journey works in. We pay special attention to new communities, providing tailored travel advice to each new household, as well as discounts to bikes and public transport. We will now go into detail on each of the other main areas we work in: communities, education, businesses, before finishing up with social media.
My Journey seeks to overcome barriers to cycling by starting children cycling at a young age, increasing the uptake of bikeability cycle training at school. We target new schools with younger children with bikeability balance, bikeability learn to ride, and level 1 cycle skills. Learn to Ride gets children off the stabilisers and pedalling more easily. We train 250 plus children per year in bikeability Learn to Ride, with 78% of children riding independently in just 2 sessions. We support many community family fun days held all over the borough, normally in the summer, along with our own events like bike bonanzas. And we offer free doctor bike checks, fun activities and family-led rides, as well as themed orienteering events, for example at Halloween or in the Easter holidays, in country parks and on new developments. We support and participate in annual events like the Wokingham Bikeathon, as well as the running of regular free local breeze rides for ladies. We offer regular cycle activities for children and adults at our bike hubs. All sessions need booking on the website and some have nominal fees, but the hubs are also providing essential storage for our bike fleet, equipment and necessary tools. Our weekly balance bike clubs for 2 to 4-year-olds and Learn to Ride sessions for 5 to 8-year-olds are run at bike hubs at Finchampstead Baptist Centre and Woodford Park in Woodley, with several children as young as 3 years progressing to riding pedal bikes competently. We also run bikeability holiday courses, levels 1, 2 and 3 from our hubs, targeting home-educated, privately schooled and SEND children. Where children or adults lack access to bikes or helmets, we can loan these or provide refurbished bikes free of charge to those in areas of deprivation and need. Also, we offer weekly Shine rides for over 60s, Woki Wheels for all-inclusive rides and adult cycle training, along with less frequent activities and events at the 2 school hubs at Montague Park and Shinfield St Mary's Junior School.
Now we will move on to look at our work with schools. As you can see, a lot of our work is with primary school children. Some of you might actually, in fact, have memories of us coming into your school. Though we are starting to increase our activities in secondary schools, a lot of what we'll detail today is for primaries. Within schools, we work using the MoShift Stars. This is a nationally recognized award scheme for a school. The more policies and events which the school adopts to support sustainable transport, the more chance they will move from a bronze to a silver and finally gold star status. There's also additional recognition at yearly national award ceremonies, which Wokingham schools were nominated for last year. All of this helps keep up the motivation for schools and for pupils to encourage them to keep changing. Here you can see some examples of the types of activities we do in schools, giving the kids the ability and opportunity to travel actively into school and not by car. Julie will now talk a little bit about the bikeability courses which we do in schools.
Bikeability National Cycle Training Programme helps the Council's wider objectives to reduce congestion, improve local air quality and increase activity levels, and gives children the skills and confidence to ride on our roads. We work with our cycle training provider Avanti Cycling to offer courses in schools all throughout the year. Our successes with bikeability include 100% of the borough's primary and junior schools receiving bikeability training for years 5 and 6, with an average of 80%, 1,600 of year 6 children taking part in bikeability levels 1, 2 and 3 last year, with 45% growth in level 3 training.
Here you can see some examples of the competitions which we run in primary schools. As well as the incentive of a prize, we found that active travel messages stick more when people have to think creatively about the issue rather than just listening. The third main area which we work with in this borough is businesses. As you can see, we work alongside Love to Ride, a free app which rewards cyclists with the chance to win prizes for cycling. They have 4 quarterly events, which are useful both as an introductory selling point to help us build up a relationship with a workplace and to reward the good work of others. Last year, one of the events, Cycle September, was very successful. In this event, workplaces were ranked in a leaderboard depending on how many of their staff were cycling. A little bit of friendly competition which they could use to try and propel their workplaces to do more. One of the top achieving workplaces would use the funds which they won from winning their bracket to plant oak tree saplings as a method to further reduce their carbon footprint. You can see a picture of this in the top left. This event also provided me the opportunity of visiting a lot of new workplaces, giving them certificates and awards, which also helped build up our relationship with them and from which I could use to create and do further events. As well as Love to Ride, we do a range of other activities and events with businesses, some of which you can see here. These can include led bike rides around the area, Dr. Bike Mechanic looking after bikes, and information stalls. Finally, we'll have a quick look at our social media presence, which has been essential to engaging with the community, especially since March. Our website, which is shown here, has a journey planner which people can use to plan their walks, their cycles, or using public transport around the borough, as well as live bus timetables, suggested walking and cycling routes, as well as information on our events and other news. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter, which we encourage people to like and follow us on. We find that with Facebook especially, we get quite a good level of engagement with the local community. If you would like to find us more, please check out our website, myjourneywokingham.com, or like and follow us at My Journey Wokingham on either Facebook or Twitter, or send us an email at myjourneywokingham.gov.uk. Thank you so much for your attention today, and I hope that you have found this presentation interesting.